ZZ just putting down a little bit of pressure. I will say, though, you are dismounted as the well. Double range. And oh, Lord, Zero Tenacity thought they caught them with their pants down, but actually, it was them getting punked.
I think just walks over the crash down. Of course, Rel's hitbox not. It's a lot. It's a set.
In this bot side. Zero Tenacity taking the chance to start up towards this Herald. Not going to see a split map in terms of the plates being traded for this, whichever way it goes.
Looks like it is just going to be the AD carry staying in the spot side, so a 4v4 for the moment. Still waiting on that package to be used, or honestly even picked up. 10 minutes is when it spawns now, so not going to have that one for the moment. But there's the Glacial Prison coming out. They're going to try and maybe get the Antonio, who doesn't have his ultimate, and that means his Rage Bar, but he couldn't jump away. That's got to be a kill over to Zero Tenacity. Really nicely done around the timings.
Yeah, Antonio was trying to auto-attack to get his Rage Bar filled up so he can cast his ultimate again. But this is a Ghost Shyvana. You do that to run down your lane opponent, which means you don't have much way out of these plays once the enemy gets on top of you. He doesn't have the ult, doesn't have a flash, goes down without much being said about it. And Zero Tenacity, ever the opportunists, end up picking up themselves a kill on that top side, which might just unlock themselves that Herald.
Oh, here we go. We're going to go for a full engage. You can see the Rel trying to jump it onto Maxlor, but he does get the Cyclone off them. Momus is here. The Rift Herald, I should say, has been secured. Emperor's Divide to stop the Sejuani from jumping onto Jizuke. And everyone just kind of backs away. So overall ends up being a 1-for-1, but Rift Herald over to the Ultra League of Champions.
It's nasty. Have themselves some option to play around this dragon if they want.
I mean, you can see Sebex kind of just using the power with it, posturing with it, saying, look, you got to try and walk through this effectively on Rumble Equalizer if you want to try and contest this. That's going to be 2 neutrals now going over to Zero Tenacity, and despite the gold being in favor of Giants for the moment, it will still lead to pretty good pressure for them on the bot side. I will say, though, Giants haven't fully disengaged from this one just yet. Here we go, Magnet Storm in with the flash. They're going to get the Rel in, and Advian is dead. Maxor trying to run away. No Cyclone. Means no way he can escape, and that's going to be Dragon secured here for the side of Zero Tenacity alongside 2 kills.
Oh, why don't you just play Leona? Because this guy is so comfortable on this pick. Finds the angle, gets on the
posture with it now. Jizuke kind of isolated away from his team. This is split into 2 different fronts right now. You can see that the mid and jungle trying to chase down Jizuke.
No Valkyrie.
I mean, you got no Valkyrie because Stebex was trying to catch somebody out, and while that's been happening in the picture-in-picture, you got a solo kill there from the Antonio, and Giants coming back with a storm. They're not quite done just yet either. BZZ needs to back himself away from the Zeri because she is revved up and ready to go.
Just nasty. I think they just feel themselves a little bit too much. They're like, okay, we've got the Herald, we can... Zeri's close enough to that wall, but not close enough to the Poppy to get replenished.
Miyazaki could have popped the flash with the steadfast presence. Oh, there's the package though, and it stops everyone from backing away, but the Corki gets polymorphed, so he's not really a part of this fight. Everyone has to use either flashes or dashes to get away, but look at GIA, he's kind of revving up right now, and you've got yourself a little bit of a front to back. There's going to be a TP coming in as the Azir looking for the big flank. They caught out the Zeri, but the Rel has fallen. Now they're going to jump onto Sebex as he nearly gets taken down, finally does fall. That's going to be another fantastic move here from Jizuke in the mid lane, and Giants find themselves 4 kills for 1 and the Dragon.
There we go, first 5v5 of the game in truth, and it's Giants that take it. I love the fact that Jizuke is punted out of the fight by the Poppy ult. It just teleports in for an unexpected play. I love that thinking on the fly, and Zero Tenacity, they found themselves an okay package angle, but they didn't do quite enough damage on the engage.
They're going to try and just overload him. He does have his ultimate available. That's unstoppable as he does go into Dragon form, so... This is the power of the Shyvana. Now you can maybe chase these ones down as Maxor is here. Cyclone is not quite available just yet, but a TP going to be used here. That's going to be Momus getting joined in by the side of the Corki, who's off to the side. They're not quite going to commit to that one just yet. Kedui is starting to ramp up. They do get a little bit of extra damage down, and you can see Jizuke on the back side of this with the Zeri. They're just tearing them apart. Double kill coming in here for Kedui as they're just separating Zero Tenacity, and there's nowhere for them to go. The Sivir falls. It's a triple kill. It won't be a penta, but it does not matter because it's Zeri with the Quadra.
You're tearing him apart, Kedui. He runs right into them. There is no room to maneuver.
It's also one of the big reasons why we saw the removal almost of, stop myself. I start thinking about it. We're going to have Kadaya getting kind of jumped on all solo by himself, but he flashes away and gets the wild growth, uses the cleanse as well, and they're just getting rid of all of this CC, all of this jump not really able to stick here in the GIA. They try and jump on him one more time, then everything is dead, and now you've got Nazeri, but you've forgotten about the Azir, the Shyvana, the Wukong. It is a bit of a trade, because look at BZZ. He's trying to put some damage down, but he has to flash away because the Shyvana is chasing him down. It ends up being a 2 for 2 right now, as Momus is just trying to run for his life. He should be able to get himself away, but it's going to be tough.
It actually ends up being a fairly even fight. I feel like Jizuke actually waited too long to go into it. So Zero Tenacity, they find their way onto the Zeri, and they shut down Kedui for the first time in this game. So a lot of gold going over to the side of Zero Tenacity. One of these later game team fights go towards the bot side play, but Maxwell was just hanging around with the last of that. Baron is saying, let's go towards that threat in the towers. This is a death by 1,000 minion cuts.
They are very, very annoying. They get in all at your ankles, and it's just not a fun time. So Zero Tenacity, you got to make a decision. They've made one right there. There's a good stead-up presence to try and stop GIA from moving away, but remember, they got to take him out as quick as they possibly can. There's going to be the stopwatch to keep him alive, but can they get the fight afterwards? This Sivir is still doing damage, and it's a double kill going over to the side of BZZ. He's going to get himself a triple kill, and they've been able to survive. It was everything they needed, and they still came out on top. Maxlor gets himself out, but only to die at the hands of the rest of Zero Tenacity, and the game goes on.
And once again, Giants kind of pull that team composition apart in a way that it's not supposed to. The carries aren't...
I mean, the big thing that I gotta say about Sebex having level 16 is, like, yes, like you said, not as big as it used to be. Gonna stop myself. Maxor, he goes golden because the steadfast presence is there. Can they kill him off? No, they cannot. There's gonna be a wild growth. TPs are gonna be coming in from both sides. It's a double TP. They're not gonna land the Keeper's Verdict, but they are gonna be able to stun off Jizuke, who gets caught and killed. Now you can jump down on top of the Zeri.
The carries are gone.
What happened? Why are you in melee range? You're a Zeri, you don't need to be there!
Zero Tenacity takes 0 prisoners. Jizuke, once again, not sitting on the backline, trying to play this dive-in, bursty style, and gets absolutely decapitated. Zero Tenacity find themselves a couple of fights back-to-back.
Maxlor, not quite able to get it. There's going to be the Baron secured over to the side of Zero Tenacity. Look at the base, though. The Ghost Super Minions pushing in, but the inhibitors have respawned. You need to try and stop these backs, but because they're empowered, the Antonio's going to find it really struggling, and again, Nightmare, the game goes on.
Disaster for the Giants. There's so much more to this one team than the other. He's going in.
He's going in, but he doesn't get it. There's going to be a TP coming out. That's going to be the Antonio coming in on top of this one here, but he's punted right back out of it. So Maxlor is left all alone going into his GA. Not going to be able to get out of it and survive, but they're going to be able to take him out. Oh, actually, to say that, the rest of the team come in. Finally, they're able to take him out, but now again, you've lost the wild growth. That's not going to be available for GIA, and now you're getting jumped on. The Lulu has nowhere to go, nowhere to be, except the gray screen, and these death timers are huge.
Oh my word, Giants, they have overextended, they have mispositioned, and you know what? Zero Tenacity have held themselves in it. They were dead to rise. Giants, maybe they could
stay alive though because of that push into the wall, but...
Oh, that slow's huge.
Slow is massive. They're going to jump back in though. They got the Magnet Force, they got the stun. Sebex is trying to just defend the rest of them, but Super Tanks are being shredded by the Zeri, and Giants, they got the Baron out of nothing because Zero Tenacity went for the Dragon, literally.
Oh, and Zero Tenacity won't be forgetting the name of Kedui anytime soon. He had a stellar early game, and in this team fight, he finally gets to put the damage down again. Inhibitors falling in mid and falling in this top side, and Giants, they reclaim themselves a footing in this game. They might just be able to end off this, even through the hardship of this one.
I mean, not only a footing, but you've no engage, you've no tanks really now to try and make this one work, and Sebex gets taken so low. Kedui just end up getting cleansed off immediately because of Mikhail's blessing, so he's not going to be locked down. You got the Antonio jumping out of the Sivir, so they're not relevant. And what was such a shaky game has now turned into a win. The Antonio alongside the Giants will take down Zero Tenacity, but they were made to work.